This video is for teachers. The directions in this video will tell you how to administer a common assessment through a district distribution. This is how the benchmark assessments for our benchmarking cycles that support our turnaround plan will be distributed to teachers, or that's what I imagine. I imagine that most people will do this because it is the best way to gather data for large groups, like an entire grade or entire course or an entire population or demographic, depending on how you want to use how intricate we want to get with data. But anyway, this is just for teachers to show you, okay, I'm ready to start my class in 5 minutes, and I need to figure out how I'm going to get these kids on EdSite. So there's two ways to do this. Let's assume that you've already read through how to have kids log into EdSite. It should be significantly easier than last year. But anyway, you can look at the slide on that. So let's imagine that you're on Zoom and you're getting ready and your kids are signed in, and you need to give this common assessment that your administrator just pushed out to you. Now, we have, obviously, I have several classes. The classes with the orange circle, just the ES on it, those are ones that I made myself, which you should not be doing. I did that before I knew of this new change, but now we have this nice setup where the EdSite people have loaded our classes. So I have my A, C, D, E, and G period. So let's say that we need to do this JOGS 101, cycle 1, I should say pre-assessment there. I'll talk about my other assessments there in a minute. So you can get, let's say it's going to be A period. You can get the start code for your class. Your kids do no longer have to join your class because they're already in it. So there is no join code. This is just a start code for each assessment. So you can copy this code. Okay, and then when I would take that code and pop it right into the Zoom chat. You're going to direct kids to go to edsite.com/go to sign in. And this is the student sign-in page. This is what students should be seeing, the little pencil guy. They're going to log in. They're going to log in with Clever. We, for now, are still going to log in with Microsoft until that directive might be given to change to Clever. I'm not sure, but look out for that. So you click log in with Microsoft. Oops, sorry. It takes me to my own thing. So anyway, when a student signs in, I'm not sure how I can do that. If a student signs in, they're going to, we can try edsite.com/start. Yeah, so when a student signs on, they probably already logged in their computer because likely they've already, at some point, the kid will have already signed in with another teacher. So the start code option goes right here, and I just Control V and paste, or right click and paste that code in. I click start, and the assessment begins. One of the things that you want to be aware of when you're telling the students to do this assessment, besides your content specific directions, is that you need to use the blue navigation arrows on the top left. And when you're finished with the question, you have to click the right arrow to move you to the next question or move you to the end. If you don't tell kids this, they're going to not submit the assessment. They're going to think, oh, I answered all the questions, I'm done. No, they have to click through to the end, submit an assessment, submit the answers, and use the arrows to do that. So be careful of that. There's also another way that you can get students logged in, or another way that you can get information is this email here. If the teacher or the administrator who creates the district distribution for your assessment you're giving, they have an option to send an email to every teacher for every class that is supposed to take the assessment, and they get this information here. If you just skip down to assignment access instructions, you'll see, well, actually you want to make sure you're taking the right class. So let's say I'm going to start my A period. This is the information I give to A period. Okay, you don't even need to give them all that. I would just give them this and this, the star code and the website. I like this way a lot. I hope administrators choose to do this because if you go back to our class, there's a lot going on this page. I mean, it's kind of hard to manage, so you'd have to go to Start Code, copy it. I like the email a little better for myself, but that's up to you, or up to the administrator if they want to send that email or not. I just want to show you, while students are taking the test, if you haven't done EdSite stuff before, I want you to just know that you can see live progress. So this is the assessment I gave this morning. See, some kids did not submit it in this course, but that's something I'll check up on later. So if I click see live progress, this is not the dog assessment that was my practice one. There's some great information here. I'm just going to go over the very, very basics because, it is complicated. You can make it really complicated if you want. So it just shows you, like, on the progress bar here, it shows you the number of students who've turned things in, the number of students who have not turned things in, and the students who are in progress. A really good feature also is that you can see down there the grades, and you can see where they scored at. And then I had some technical issues today, so I am missing some turn-ins, but that's something I am taking care of. The other thing you can do here is, if you see that a student is not progressing in their assignment, I always say, oh, Kathy, what's going on? Or can you share your screen with me? And we can figure out the problem, which is usually that they just did not sign into EdSite yet. There's lots of other options here, but for now, with collecting data and stuff, but that's something we can look into when we start to gather data. You can look at certain classes, certain groups. There's a lot of possibilities there. For now, that's it, and I hope that it'll be easy